Had to, I accidentally clicked its touch telephone. I accidentally clicked the phone, so I have to start again. And now I put this white in my pants. I have not done it, and you guys and you girls, it's so lovely to pee and poo outside. If you feel safe, it's actually very, very good. It's it's even releasing from the soul. But I had two bio bags in here, and it's quite clean to do it. I used the toilet paper first, and you see the paper, nothing comes down here. And after using toilet paper, I clean my body, my underbody, with this. And I will recommend you this. I have bought this on the Biltema in Norway. This is very good. I recommend you to try out some wet tissues before you go, so you know and are sure that your body likes the wet tissue, because not every wet tissue is okay for your body. So if you find your thing that is, oh, this is good, I've used it now for 3 days. I had to practice the poo and bimmelim and bommelum before I went for a travel, and I have done this before. That's why I can show it to you now. This is two, and the first time I felt it kind of very gross, you know, but now I don't think about it. Just a little. Hi, Charlie. My fingers are so stiff today, but I emptied this too. And the last time I was far away from people, so I have to drive for actually 2 hours with my own shit. But if you don't go to Bommelung, I'm trying to think a way to not think about it in a bad way. You actually have the poo inside your body when you're driving if you're not peeing. So now it's in the bag, and the first thing I will do is to empty this bag. So this is the biopose. It sounds nicer, doesn't it? And I put it in my regular garbage, and now I'm putting it. You only do in golf, isn't it right? And in Norwegian we don't actually say putte. You people say putte, but that it's okay. I'm going to place this in the car now, and I wanted to get rid of it, but now we are a place where there are easy to get to a can. But the last time I had to drive for it for I think 2 hours, and I can tell you that I thought about it for 2 hours, but it went okay, and more than that, didn't smell at all in the car, and the toilet is quite fine, and the view is still a nice view. And think about that when you're camping. Leave it as you find it. That's why we love to camp, because there is nature and it's clean. So leave it clean. And if I come to a campsite and there is garbage, I pick it up and put it in my garbage, because sometimes the wind is blowing some garbage, and it's nice when the nature just can be nature, so we can just enjoy life. Now we have the 2 dogs here. Yes. And again, this is the campsite I woke up at Lillehammer. So now I'm going to join the dogs and sit for a minute or two to rethink my day, because I have about 1,000 kilometers to my house in northern Norway, and 12 degrees from tonight. It's hard to to use the body the day after. So maybe I have to yeah, I will rethink it. Now I have just washed my dog's dog's eye, and I have these pads in the car. I throw a little water from a bottle on it. The waters in Norway are fresh, but I'm a bit stiff today in my body, so I just took it from a bottle. And some dogs have the eyes inside their head like people, and some dogs have the eyes sticking out. And as soon as they run, it will come liquid from their eyes, just a little, but they don't like to be stiff around the eye. And Siri is washing her eye in the morning. She's using my fingers. You can see that from the movie when we woke up. The first thing in the morning and before several times in a day, she will command me to stick out my fingers, and she will lick it, and she will dip her face in my finger around her eye, and then she will lick and dip until she is clean in her eye, around the eye. And she just did that when she was a puppy. So this is something she figured out herself. Now I try to give them some food that is meant to come right from the lamb. And she's lying on her mother there. And they prefer fresh food. So yesterday I bought some fresh cooked chicken. And we had a Thai yesterday. And they got the Thai to the morning. We shared it. I eat the skin because it's some they shouldn't have the skin. And then they have the Thai, and they love chicken. The only thing I have wanted for this trip is something to boil water in. I could get it today, but every day I say, oh, tomorrow, and then I forget to buy it. I could easily cook something and I have some rolls in my car, but the day doesn't really start before I get my cup of coffee. And before I went, I thought, oh, you don't need that coffee. But if I don't need it, I want it very, very badly, very, very nicely. I want my cup of coffee, and it breaks the magic to drive to a gasoline station and get back here for the cup, because now we live here, and when we come back we will start all over again as guests. But there was a dog walking all the way over there. It's about 100 meters, and he is watching for that dog to come back. He is a Russian toy. A Russian toy terrier. So and Siri is a papillon. Make your life happy. I was going to rethink my visit to my heaven, and it opens at 11. My heaven is a lovely place. I've been there before. I will show you in the video if I actually go there, because I move my car after my heart rhythm, and sometimes I get another place. But this is something I wanted to do, and often I get up in the night because I'm stiff in the back, and I just drive, and then I don't wait for things to open. But I was rethinking the coffee cup, and if I don't take it on a gasoline station by the road, my heaven is a lovely place. And then I hope they have a coffee and a surprise for me to eat. And we have been so lucky on this journey, so this is how it will get. She's actually eating his too, and that is too much. I give her this so she doesn't think I've taken something away from her. And then I keep this for later. Charlie, vil du ha det? Charlie, Charlie. Ja, ta den du. Se her. Sånn, det er Charlie sin. He was so busy watching the road for the dog. He's coming back, probably. No, he will not eat it, and then she will take it. Yeah. Your stomach is so full. I washed her. She doesn't like to be unfit on her hair, so now she's okay. So I go to my heaven to have my coffee, and you just say goodbye to this lovely, lovely place. See you later, alligator. Now I have changed my clothing. It's 20 degrees outside, it's blowing a little, and I just want to show you what I'm having around my neck. It's a bola. It's called a bola when it's not a tie. You see this lovely thing? This is a rock I picked in Italy, and you see the shape of it. It has been lying on the shore and been living with the sand for a long, long time. And you see the pieces, the stripe is there. That is another kind of stone that the black is. So this is much harder. So when the sand is, yes, it's almost like history. And something will get weaker and get away, and something will keep its shape. So I used to have this around my neck in something like this. Oh, it's against the sun. It's so now you see. Oh, it was very. I love blue, you know. This was very nice with a blue background. Huh? See? Yes, and you can see all the boats too. We say this is the brygge. This is where I have not been looking inside the windows of the house there. That is rude, I think. No, that is rude. But I can see the shape of it, that this brygge is, that's why I think they have a sculler. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places they can put out a sculler at the same time. And the kayak, they often just put out here, I will imagine. They just go down here. So, yes, we'll say goodbye with this piece of history, Norwegian history. Not the very kind piece of history, but it can remind us to be good from now on. And this is Lillehammer. This is where OL was in 1994. I was actually working at IBM on that time, and the Americans had the texting on the television, and they had some bomb threats. And then I was at that time I was working I was working, going around the building, to watch out for bombs and checking people and so on. That was not really a work for me. I'm too soft. But I did my work very well. I stopped the manager and he said, "You don't need to stop me. I am the one who has paid your company to watch out for us, so you can let me go." And then I told him that I have my instructions, and if you want to make the check easier on people, you should change your own commanding on what my work is about. But now I have to check you like you told me to. And then he went through with it. I had to check his license, drivings, and yes, but he changed the rules the day after, so it will be easier for people not to show me the certificate when they were driving in and outside the parking house. So now I will be driving for my coffee and for more freedom and happiness. Enjoy.